Hello and welcome back to Van Milhausen Plays The First Tree. In the last episode we had done the first section of our adolescent time period and gone through the kind of grassy valley and the waterfall area. Now it looks like we're heading out into the desolate plains of, I guess, our inexperience with being a young adult and knowing what to do in life. I don't know. This game is a little bit metaphor heavy, so I could be overreaching. Let's have a look and see what we find. We have our first special item.
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
Traditional wisdom tells you that it's not the destination, it's the journey. He seems to be reaching a different conclusion. Okay, I'm scared to go too much outside of what they might potentially want me to do, just in case there is an area transition around here somewhere, but I'm suspecting that this is another part of this particular, I guess, level, if that's what you want to call it. His fox/wolf drawings were pretty good, I have to say. I had thought from what he was saying in the snowy area that maybe his current career is like architect or something, but maybe he's an artist or an illustrator or something. This area seems to be quite barren. I'm going to explore around it, of course, but I may fast forward some of this footage. Oh god, really? Like, come on. If you wanted to put an invisible wall at the top of these mounds or whatever, fine, but like, why put an invisible wall right here in the middle of a large flat open area that is like widely accessible to the player? Like, that's a bit disappointing. Okay, no more invisible walls that I came across, but we're about to arrive at our first steam vent. Ah, no, hopefully I didn't miss anything, because we're transitioning. Well, so much for the steam vents. Not really sure what they were about, but now we have reached, I guess, our 20s, I suppose, maybe? I don't know. Not really sure what way they're going to take the story. The adolescent teenage years was an obvious guess, but I can only assume, following on from that this is like 20s college era or something. We'll see where they go with it. We definitely seem to have a few more choices available to us right off the bat. It doesn't look as linear as the last level. You can see some glowy things up on top of this rock. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but there also isn't any music here. I don't have to worry about YouTube copyright strikes or anything, but it does make things a little bit more unsettling. And also I'm terrified that I'll just run into a level transition and we won't even get to see this age of his life at all. Like, oh, there's the music. Like, is that the level transition out that way? Like, I'd love to explore that. Well, I see a glowing crystal over there, so that's probably not the level transition, but maybe that's the exit of the level. Like, maybe those are the last 2 glowing orbs over there. I don't know, it's interesting. Like, fine, this is a story-driven game, but it's primarily, I suppose, an exploration game. Like, the narration is happening in the background, but the actual gameplay that you're going through is running around an open area that is provided to you, and you have to, you were given a non-specified quest to collect items, i.e. these things. But given that it's an exploration game with a collection mechanic, you're kind of punished a little bit by having these invisible barriers that cause you to transition out of an area where you can no longer collect anything that you miss, which kind of feels a bit like a punishment. I mean, if I was creating this game, I would, and I wanted to have like level transitions or whatever, then I would make it very, very clear that continuing to move forward would move on to the next phase of the narrative. I would give the player the choice to either save their progress so that they could go, oh crap, I didn't mean to do that, let me load back to the previous save, or I would just say, hey look, if you keep walking this way, we're going to move on to the next level. So I don't know, I'm not entirely keen on the way that things are handled here. What have we got? Aha, an actual desktop computer, 90s style. Beige was very popular. And I do see a star item over here. It is very pretty. I have to give it that. I like the art style. Okay, let's get the first chapter of what is going on in this period of Joseph's life.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. But then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
Okay, 2 things. First of all, there was a line of text for the subtitles that was not read out loud by the voice actor. He said, that house, why did it, feel so different? And then in the text it said, like it was built on another planet. But the voice actor didn't say that. And also, this no trespassers sign has not yet come up in the narrative, so remember that we've seen it. I'm assuming it'll come up at some stage. Presumably it's related to them exploring the woods and mapping everything out. Although why they would need to map things out and not, get an Ordnance Survey map or something. Or US Geological Survey map or whatever. Nothing hidden behind this boulder. But there is stuff back here. And obviously there's a whole area back at the start that I didn't go near at all. I just immediately turned left and ran off into the distance. As is my wont. Let's just have a look at this kind of hilly area here first before we head on behind those rocks. There's the old desktop computer over there in the distance. And we came from over that way. Ooh, I hear birdos. Some seagulls up there or something. Okay, let's go and have a look behind these rocks. Alrighty. There's a few more gems. It's kind of dark back here. It's not quite a cave, but it feels kind of cave-like. They better not transition me to a new level. Ooh. Wonder what that stuff is, like pollen or something? This kind of feels like this maybe is... Oh, I don't know. I was about to say this feels like this might be the kind of direction that the level wants to leave in. But I'm not sure. This is what I don't like about the direction this game took with the invisible transitions between areas that you can't go back in, that you don't have any save points, that you can go, oh no, I didn't intend to do that. Like, it's making me, for an exploration game, it's making me not want to explore because I'm afraid about missing stuff. You know, I want to experience a game that was created by David Wehle here, but I'm afraid to explore because of the mechanics that are in place. Okay, that's a bit different. It's also making a sparkly sound. I have activated 1 out of 3 crystal pillars, I guess. I don't think that's quite like the butterfly thing. I don't think that has given me any special powers. It's very dark here, by the way. I'm not really sure where I'm going. I'm kind of playing this in the early afternoon, so my room's actually quite bright here, which is not helping matters. Let's go up here and get these crystals. These crystals. Okay, is there anything else to get here? What is that? I'm trying to have a look at the pollen thing. Pollen thing is kind of roughly above the crystal pillar, so maybe that's just the indicator for where the pillar exists, so that we can find the other pillars in the world a bit more easily. Let's assume for the moment that that is the case, and then our goal now would be to... Whoa! I didn't even jump there. Oh, maybe that's what happens when you get to an area where the fox could theoretically get stuck. Maybe he just bounces you out again. Let us assume that's the case, and that we have... Oh ho, hello. That we have activated this crystal in this portion of the map, and that we need to go back to the rest of the map to find 2 other crystal pillars to finish this level. So I'm going to take us out of this rocky area and back over to kind of more like where we started the level in. Actually, just before we do that, just after coming out of the rocky area here, but we have this little area here that's on the far side of those rocks that we were just at. And I'm just going to have a quick look around here to see if there was maybe any additional collectible crystals that have been hidden here. This is an exploration game after all, we may as well explore. You can climb these rocks, but I think that cliff is too far away for us to be able to make the jump to. We'd need to have like butterfly powers or something to be able to potentially make that. And then does this connect through to where we were before? I guess so. Yeah, I think this is that place. Crystal log thing should be down there. Yeah, okay. And then this path should also link up with that other route that I took. Yeah, so I went down around there, but we could also have gone this way and then turn left. Alright, I will continue to bring us back towards the start of the level. Oh, I see there's another star item up in the crest of that hill. We must have missed that when we were walking towards this area. I'm just still coming out of that... boink! Still coming out of that general area with all the rocks and stuff. So let's have a look at this star item. Keeping my eyeballs peeled for any other items that are hidden around the place.
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
Okay. Still not entirely sure where in the timeline of his life this part of the narrative fits. Like, he's at home in the evening, so either this is on summer break and he's still in school or something, or he didn't move on to... Hello. Sorry, I'm just watching that tree in the distance there, the one directly above the fox. If you watch as we approach it, it's like... whoop. It's a graphics technique called level of detail, LOD, L-O-D. Basically, a more complicated tree model is swapped out for a more basic tree model in the distance to save on rendering power. Obviously, this is quite a forested area, so it's just the transition there is not so smooth. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure where in the timeline this fits. I'm not sure what age Joseph is during this part of the story. He may still be a teenager, he may be a little bit older now. Maybe we'll find out from one of the other narrative parts when we find it. There was a path here with these crystals and some very pretty sunbeams. Actually, if I could get the camera to behave at all, this would be real thumbnail stuff. Maybe I'll take a thumbnail from there. I'm not sure. We'll see. So back this way was where we originally spawned. Just there at the base of this cliff thing, I guess. And then instead of running forward to this area, which leads us to this kind of crossroads. Is this a crossroads in life? I just ran over there to the left. So we have an area straight ahead and then I guess an area to the right. Let's do the area to the right first and then we'll do the area straight ahead last. And let's presume that in each section we have one of the 3 crystal pillars that we have to activate. Just have a look around the woods here and see if we can spot anything like this, for example. What have we got here? Blueprints. What are they blueprints for? Looks like the floor plan to something. It's a little bit hard to see. We have a little plateau here, or a butte. Is this a butte or a mesa? I'm gonna have to look that up afterwards. Those pillars of rock that stick out of like the floor of a desert. Okay. Keep climbing this way. I don't think there's anything out this way, but let's just have a look. There's a weird white spot there. Oh, I think it's just the texture. I can see the white spot everywhere. Fair enough. And let's jump over to here. Okay, I'm not seeing any glowy things elsewhere. Now, is this one a leap of faith? Oh no, it's another one of the crystal pillars. Do we have another? We do have another pillar of the pollen-y stuff above it, so that is probably then how we are supposed to recognize these areas from a distance. There's another camping area off over there, which we should go and have a look at. But I suppose while we're up here, let's activate the thing and then we can explore the area. Anti-gravity fox strikes again! There we go. Second pillar has been activated. I wish the camera would just let us pan up without moving around so I could get a better look at the pollen, because it looked really pretty. Right, well that's 2 of the pillars activated. Let's jump down here and have a look at the campgrounds. Whee! Also need to explore around the base of that whole area there and see if there's any hidden crystals. I guess this must have been from when himself and his dad were out in the woods exploring the area around their home. It sounds like a bonding exercise. Let's just quickly have a scoot around the base of this area and see if they hid any crystals between these rock islands. Nope, doesn't appear to be anything hidden around the base of this rock plinthy area. So let us leave it there for this episode, and in the next episode we will continue to explore this area and then we'll move on to the third central part of this age. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time on Von Milhausen Plays The First Tree.